What I want to do is talk about something that a lot of people don't say in their videos, and that is most of the side hustle advice that you hear in these videos, they're designed to keep you busy, not really make you significant money. And there's a difference. Busy means that you're doing tasks, you're trading time for money, working nights, working weekends, on top of an already exhausting week. And honestly, at the end of the month, you find yourself only making a few $100s. That's not a side hustle, that's another job. One that probably pays even worse than your first one. Today, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to show you some quiet side hustles that actually make sense for people over 50. And then I'm going to tell you about each one, the income potential, what it could cost you in time, and what you can build with it, because you deserve the truth, not just some random list. Here's the thing. In the next few minutes, I'm going to go through these side hustles. And this isn't anything like, hey, you're going to be making 10 grand next Tuesday. What I'm going to do is give you real numbers as far as income, as far as time commitment, because a lot of these I've tried myself. I want to try to give you the full picture before you spend time doing some of them, because I want to make sure that it is a fit for you. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Kim, 54 years old, mom of 5, grandma to 1. In fact, my grandson will be 1 next month. And here's the thing, here's my story, and here's why I created this channel I know that there are people over 50 that have been in my situation. I've been laid off twice in the last 10 years alone. And the last time that happened, I took a job making $30,000 less than what I was making. Last year, my husband had a heart attack, and that's when I really took a deep dive into our retirement and realized how super short we were. It had been something I'd been ignoring for years. I just didn't want to come to heads with it. So when people talk about financial pressure over 50, I don't take it lightly, because I've been there, and it's awful. And when I took a look at my retirement, I'm thinking, wow, we've been in corporate America for 30 years, and this is what we have. Gets a little depressing in a while, but it also gives you a kick in the butt that you need to start something else. Because the reality was, if I did nothing, I'd be working a job for the rest of my life. And I keep thinking of how much time I would miss with my family, that I didn't want to sacrifice that. Because family to me means everything. And I didn't want a job to dictate my income and tell me when it was time for me to leave. I wanted control. So that's why I started researching side hustles. But before we go through these, I want to tell you a little story about the moment that really changed everything to me. I was sitting in my regular job. It was a Tuesday, waiting for a conference call to start. And I hadn't worked my side hustle that day because I was physically at my job. My phone buzzed as if I got a text message. I look at my phone. I'd made a $900 commission from a complete stranger that found my content online through my automated system. And he bought while I was doing something else, right? So he found my content, he bought, but I was working a job. And that's the difference between working a side hustle and a real business. Because the side hustle pays you when you work, like a typical job, but a real business pays you if you set it up correctly, whether you are working or not. So keep that in mind as we go through these 7 side hustles, because I'm going to tell you which category each one falls into. All right, so we have 7 quiet side hustles, real income numbers, honest time commitments, and I'll tell you exactly which one makes sense for. So let's go. Number 1, transcription. So what you do is you listen to audio and you simply type what you hear. You can go to platforms like rev.com, transcribeme.com. They pay you to do this. Beginners can make anywhere from $10 to $20 an hour. Experienced people can get anywhere from $25 to $30 an hour. And it makes sense for people if you want something that's completely quiet. You don't want to be on the phones. You don't want to interact with anyone. It's something that you can do at 10 p.m. in your pajamas, which is pretty cool. So of course, you get paid for working, obviously. So if you stop working, the money stops. There's no version of this where you're making money when you are not physically working. So it's great for extra cash, but it's definitely not a path to replace your full-time job. Number 2 is data entry and microtasks. So you can go to platforms like Clickworker Amazon, Mechanic Turk, they pay you to do small tasks like typing, sorting data, reviewing simple information. You could make anywhere from $5 to $15 per hour. Ooh, $5. Whoa. But this could make sense for people that want a zero learning curve, something you could start today, short sessions that fit between other things. If you have a short time for work, this could work out for you. It's definitely a starter income. The ceiling's obviously very low. And again, you're trading your time for money. Obviously, this isn't something that you can build a retirement plan, right? Number 3 is selling printables. So this is different for the first two. And I want you to pay attention here because you create something once. It could be a planner, checklist, a recipe guide, a workout guide. You can use a website called to design it, to create it, and then you can upload it to Etsy or Gumroad and you can sell it over and over again. So real income numbers, some people make $100 a month, some people make $500, some people make $1,000 or more a month with consistency. So why this is better than the first two is because, again, you create it once, it can sell while you sleep, while you're at work, while you're spending time with your family. But it does take time to build. Most people make almost nothing for the first 60 to 90 days, and then unfortunately they quit. They quit right before it starts working. So if you are patient, this can actually turn into something real, something that you can retire with, something that could replace your full-time income, which is pretty cool. Number 4, we have stock photography. You take photos, you upload them to Shutterstock or Adobe Stock. Every time someone downloads your picture, you get paid. You could make anywhere from $50 to $300 per month starting out. You can definitely grow over time as your library builds. So this makes sense for people that obviously like photography. They like taking pictures. And it's definitely something that is passive once you set it up. But the cool thing is if you can build a library of pictures, it can keep paying you over and over again. Number 5 is faceless content creation. This is creating content without showing your face. You can create slides, images, voiceover videos. You can use social media sites like YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram. And you can structure this however you want. For example, I created a YouTube channel completely faceless, and my channel was around the celebrity niche. I didn't use my face. I used my iPhone. All I did was create videos using my iPhone, uploaded them to YouTube. My best month, I earned $1,700 in a month just by using my iPhone. Completely faceless, talking about celebrity news. And I made that money through YouTube monetization. So let me know in the comments if you were interested in a complete guide on how all that works and how to set it up, because it's actually pretty cool. It took me 90 days to get monetized, but after I was monetized, I was able to earn an income from every single video I uploaded. So if a video went viral, more money was made, which is pretty cool. But the problem with faceless content is a lot of people don't stay consistent because, like I said, it took me 90 days to get monetized. So I worked for 90 days, but I didn't get paid. But you better believe it started paying off at the end. People typically quit because they're not seeing the results fast enough. But like I said, it is completely worth it at the end. Number 6, print on demand. You design simple graphics, t-shirts, mugs, notebooks, and you can use platform like Redbubble or Printify. They handle everything else. They handle the printing, shipping, customer service. You simply design and upload it. Some people earn anywhere from $100 to $1,000 per month or more, depending on obviously consistency, depending on if you have a social media site on top of this. So this makes sense for people who have a creative side. If you want something that runs in the background, and if you're okay with slow growth in the beginning, this is a crowded space. So it does require great design, a specific niche, and obviously standing out. But once you find what works, it keeps on selling for you. So this could be great passive income for you. Number 7 is blogging. And this is something that I've done in the past that worked extremely well for me. But I want to spend a little bit more time with this one because I think this is where most people, their thinking shifts. So here's what blogging actually is. You create a simple website for free. You can go to websites like wordpress.com and you write about something that you're passionate about, something that you understand. Over time, people find your content and you make money for either from ads or maybe recommendations. So real numbers could be obviously zero for the first couple months, then maybe $50 a month, then $100. And then actually potentially you can make anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month or more if you stay consistent. And here's why this one's different from the other 6, because you're actually building assets. You're not just doing simple tasks. Every piece of content that you create keeps working for you long after you wrote it. But unfortunately, when people do try this, they typically give up before they actually see results. But here's what I want you to notice. The ones that actually scale, the ones that actually can replace income, they have all one thing in common. They're building something. They're not just doing something small. And that's the shift that I want to talk about right now. And here's what I realized with trying a ton of different things. These side hustles, they all work. They're real. They can make you extra money. But here's the honest math. If you're making $15 an hour doing transcription and you work 10 hours a week, that's $600 a month. Is it life-changing? For people over 50 who are short on retirement savings? No. But the deeper problem is every single one of those 6 requires you to keep working, to keep earning. When you stop, the money stops. Except for the YouTube, because once you create content on YouTube, keeps pushing your content out there. But anyway, what I want to do is show you a different math. So instead of making $15 an hour, what if you made $900 per sale? And what if that sale happened when you were at work, or maybe you were at dinner, or maybe sleeping, maybe with your family? This is not a side hustle. This is actually a business. And that's the difference between the two. A system works for you whether you are working or not, and that's what I found, and that's what changed everything for me. So what I want to do is explain a concept called master resell rights. So here's what this is. You have a phone. You either purchase your phone and your phone plan from T-Mobile, AT&T, right? So they're selling the phone. They didn't create the phone. iPhone did, or Apple did, or Android, or Samsung, right? They created the phone, but they give T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon the license to sell the phone, and they keep whatever profit that they negotiated, right? So master resale rights works the same way. So instead of selling iPhones, we sell digital educational products that teach people how to build businesses online. It's already created, already proven, already selling. You get the license to sell them, and you keep 100% of the profit. Not a small commission, not a small percentage, every single dollar. And here's what makes this different from all the other side hustles that I showed you. The website's already built. The sales system is already set up. You don't have to create anything. You simply plug in, and then you learn how to share it. And it takes just 2 hours a day. And you can use the same example for a McDonald's, right? Because McDonald's invented the burger. So if you have a franchise owner that invests into McDonald's, they get to use the McDonald's framework, and the franchise owner keeps the profit. So here's the thing. If you want to make $100,000 a year, say you're making $12 an hour, right? Or $12 a sale if you're selling something and just getting a tiny percentage of the profit of the sale. You're going to need over 8,000 customers to earn $100,000. With this system, you only need 72, which equates to 6 customers a month. You can earn anywhere from $100 per sale all the way up to $1,400 per sale, and you keep every single dollar. One customer puts you in profit mode. So this isn't a side hustle. It is a real business that you can own that can't be taken away by a phone call from HR. And this is what I want you to understand, because this isn't anything theoretical. This is proof. Right now, we have about 56,000 people in our community doing this, over $29 million the community members. And that was only in the first 10 months of inception. We've had 129 six-figure earners in the United States alone. They're not tech geniuses. They're not young influencers. They're not dancing on TikTok. A lot of them are over 50. In fact, we have someone in our community named Ian, 71 years old, earned $1,400 in a day. How would that change your life? Would that help you to retire maybe a little bit early? And these are people that had no experience. They've never done anything like this before. No tech skills, started with no following. They just started and followed the coaching and the mentorship. So here's where you are right now. You have two choices. Option one, you take any of the side hustles that I showed you. You pick one or two. You start making $10 to $30 per hour. You trade your time for money. And in 6 months, you've made some cool extra cash at night on your own schedule. Or option two, you plug into a proven system that 56,000 people are already using, and you learn how to make anywhere from $100 to $1,400 per sale, and you keep 100% of every dollar, and you build something that works whether you are physically working or not. Both are real options, but only one of them actually solves the problem. And I think you know which one it is. I think you know which one could potentially replace your full-time income and help you to retire early. So what I want you to do right now, click on the link in the description below, grab the free blueprint. It's going to walk you through the exact system I'm using, how to earn $100 to $1,400 per sale, how the done-for-you system works, how to get it set up. There's no pressure, just real information that could change your financial situation if you wanted it to. So you can spend the next 6 months doing transcription for $15 an hour, or you can spend the next 6 months building a solid business that makes you $900 while you sleep, or $900 when you're working your corporate job like I did. Same 6 months, completely different outcome. The blueprint is free. The decision is yours. Grab it below. Now, before I let you go, I want to say something that I mean completely. I know what it feels like to sit at a job you didn't choose, to look at a retirement account that doesn't add up, to lie awake at 3 a.m. and wake up in a cold sweat, stressed and exhausted, because in your mind, you know if you don't make that change, you will never be able to retire and you'll be working a job for the rest of your life. It's not too late. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're not out of options. You just haven't been shown the right system yet. And that's exactly what I want to change for you. And let's do this together. It's going to be us against the system that forgets about us, that lays us off unexpectedly. It's us building something that they can never take away. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because every day I come out with new side hustles and how to build your income over 50. And again, don't forget to grab the free blueprint, because the next 6 months are going to pass you by anyway. The question is, will you build in those 6 months? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.